Hey everybody, it's White Mojo Wolf, and we're going to do one of my patented game reviews that you probably see me do time to time. Down below, in and around, wherever, you're going to see gameplay for God of War that I recorded. A quick note about the gameplay: I recorded this after the main story, but you're not really going to see anything spoilery. I recorded one of those favor missions that you do after the game, and yeah, you get to see me do it from start to finish. And if I finish rambling before that clip finishes, I'm just gonna let you watch the rest of the clip raw gameplay instead of cutting and cropping it like I used to do. But other than that, I'm talking about God of War. Game came out in 2018, around the same time Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, and it's kind of funny. Like, God of War came out around Red Dead 2's time, and then Horizon Zero Dawn came out around Legend of Zelda's time. Like, they had to compete against some heavy hitters, and around that time, I was checking out what I missed on the Xbox side of things. So, I would say from 20. I think Spider Man was the last big game I played on PlayStation. And I was a bit late to that party as well. Like, I didn't get to play Horizon. I didn't get to play God of War, Death Stranding, Days Gone, Ghost of Tsushima. There's a lot of games I didn't get to play, and now that we have a PS5, I am looking to explore those. So, God of War was first on my list because I love those games all the way back from the PlayStation 2 days. Had a friend that had it on PlayStation Portable, and I think that one was called Ghost of Sparta. I could be wrong on that, but um, I played that quite a bit, and then I just loved them. They were hack and slash kind of games. Um, Difficulty was just whatever you needed it to be. I mean, if you just wanted an easy experience, you could just put it on easy mode and breeze right through it. If you wanted a challenge and play the game some more, oh, you could bump it up and give them hell. But other than that, it was a there's a neat game series. Basically, Kratos is a god of war. He's a Spartan god, and you get to kind of see him go against like the ancient Greek and Roman gods of those times. And this game pretty much it is a it's a reboot, but you still have all the lore from the previous God of War games. Like, if you've played some of the older games, they kind of throw some Easter eggs where you're like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember that. Zeus and yeah, all that stuff. But if you've never played God of War before, that's also fine because it's a good, neat little start. Because we see Kratos um, with his son Atreus, and pretty much the story of the game, just the gist of it, is that Kratos' wife, Atreus' mother, passes away early on. And they have a little funeral for her, burn her, as tradition is, and then the whole premise of the game is that they're taking her ashes to the highest peak in the highest realm and throwing those ashes to the wind, scattering her ashes, and pretty much it's like a hero's journey archetype of a story, in the fact that you get to see Atreus and Kratos grow their bond, because you could tell they're just two polar opposites, and seeing them two come together and have their differences as well, it's a nice dynamic. I think they complement each other pretty well, and story wise, I thought the game was great. Even if you just stick to the main missions, do it. I mean, get through the story. You can always come back to the game afterward, because all the favors, all the Valkyries, which are like the tough mini bosses that are tougher than any other boss in the game, like, I beat one of them, and mostly because Neil said he didn't beat any. I was just like, oh, I'll see if I can beat one, just kind of ha ha ha. But I'm an asshole like that sometimes. But I did that, and it was fun. The fight, I had to kind of treat it like an Elden Ring boss fight, but other than that, we did it. In terms of the rest of the game, I'm not sure how much I'll play. I'll keep it installed, but usually once I finish the main story, I'm kind of done with the game, so we'll just kind of see. But I definitely, just right off the bat, I approve it. It's a great game. Like, let's just get to the point on that. I think it's a great game. I approve it. But let me tell you some of the things that impressed me. All the Norse lore, the fact that you see so many things, and Atreus keeps everything written in a journal, and you can just open it up at any time and read up on things. It's great, and the combat was real satisfying. It is a hack and slash, but damn, it's like you can feel it. Now I'm not talking about like the PlayStation controller rumbling. I mean, it does do that, but I don't know. It's just real engaging combat, and after a while, after you get your axe and the Blades of Chaos, like, it gets a bit repetitive, but I mean, I never got bored of it. I was always trying new things and unlocking new abilities and just kind of, I had a certain moveset I would stick to, and then sometimes I'd kind of throw shit at the wall to see what sticks, but it's pretty cool. The armor was neat. Sometimes I would craft armor, and sometimes I'd find it just exploring. I'd put different sockets in there. I'd level up some of my abilities. Just, there's a lot of options, and from what I heard, Ragnarok kind of like, let's see, it enhances it a little bit. But I don't know why I'm rushing through this review. I mean, I recorded about 15 minutes of gameplay, and I'm just like 6 minutes in. So I guess I kind of slow down, take my time a little. But the graphics, I played it on PS5. And it's it's a 4K resolution, 60 frames a second, so it's real fluid. And I feel like, yeah, the graphics options, I could either get 4K at 30 frames or 4K at 60. The details didn't really differ, but I think that was because of the PS4 Pro, and whoever's had one can kind of elaborate if they wish. But it was my God of War 3, I think, was my favorite God of War game before this one. This game surpassed it. It is my favorite, and just the story was so good. And I kind of wonder what it's like for, I don't mean to get into all this gender stuff, but I really wonder what it's like playing God of War from a female perspective. Because, I mean, as a male playing this game, I could totally understand the whole father-son dynamic and some of the thinking between both of them. And I was kind of wondering what that's like from the opposite sex on their end of the spectrum. Just like, how they feel about it. I mean, does it click as much? Because, I mean, shit, I've played games with both male and female characters, and usually it clicks. But this one, I feel like clicks with the boys a little better, if that makes sense. But, I kind of wonder what that was like. The soundtrack was pretty good. I mean, music was, it's fine. It's, it's not like Skyrim or Elden Ring soundtrack, but it was pretty good. What else? It's like the side content in the game. So basically, the way the game works in terms of story, it does a pretty good job of driving you to play the main story. Like, if you just kind of turn on your blinders and just focus on the game, you're pretty much just going to go through the main story. But at different times, Atreus will kind of nudge you about, hey, you want to go explore? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Knocked that a little bit, didn't I? But, like, you get all sorts of realms that open up, and some of them don't have anything to do with the story, but you can go explore them and find stuff. There's a few quick travel places. I mean, the traversal and the going back and forth, it's convenient. It's fine. But basically, Midgard is the main realm. It ties all the other ones together. Midgard is your hub. You're in the lake. And if you want to go to all these different realms like Niflheim, Vanaheim, you pretty much just go to the main chamber, turn the table around, open up the portal, go in. And it's pretty neat. I mean, these aren't like huge worlds or anything, but I felt like the world size was good. But it's not too big like the Ubisoft games tend to do, or even Elden Ring for that matter. I don't know what else I gotta say about it. In terms of performances, Christopher Judge, I know him from Stargate SG-1. It was pretty cool seeing him in the game. The kid that played Kratos did a great job. And some of the side characters are great. Sometimes like games, they don't really do a good job of fleshing out the side characters. Like, I hear that as like a big criticism of Far Cry sometimes. It's like the hero's great, the villain's even better, but who the hell are the side characters? I feel like this game does a pretty good job of fleshing them out. Like, You have the two dwarves that work on your armor, Brock and Sindri, and they're just completely different. And it's just kind of funny. I'm not going to elaborate, but if you know, you know. Just go watch that. And then seeing, let's see, the Witch of the Woods in the game. I'm not going to elaborate more on that. And some of the Norse people get mentioned, like Odin and Thor. And you'll just have to kind of play and see what I mean. But it's pretty neat. All of it was. What else about the game that was interesting to me that kind of makes it stand out? I would say, honestly, it was neat to go back. Because right now, let's be real, the game that's, pretty much the big bad game out right now is God of War Ragnarok, the sequel. In fact, I guess I can elaborate on that. So the story ends, and after you do the credit roll, you get sent back to the main hub. And you notice, like, they mention that there's a certain amount of time that's passed. It's a pretty big amount of time. Because, like, you're going around the lake, there's blue skies, and everything's just kind of natural, daylight, just looks good. But when you return and go outside for the first time, it's snowy. It's dark. It's got, like, this fog that's kind of going on out there right now. Just a little ominous looking. And the whole point is that it's basically like their version of the winter is coming. This is the winter to end all winters. It rushes in Ragnarok and brings all this stuff in, which is the end times for them. And that it pretty much sets the stage up for the second game, because obviously God of War Ragnarok is, what do they do in the end times? Basically, Kratos does some stuff in the first game that kind of speeds it up a little bit, and I won't elaborate more on that, but yeah. It's a great story. I highly recommend it. I mean, if you've been thinking about playing it, I couldn't recommend it more. It's not that long of a game, really. Like maybe a weekend or two, just kind of depends on how long you play it. I've got a couple videos uploaded of my time with it. It's not a full playthrough, but just a couple sessions. And, I really enjoyed it, and I like it when game. Now, one final thing I will say about the game is I love it when they let you know you're about to hit the end. There's a certain companion that's traveling with you. He's like, "Hey, I feel like there's no going back from here. So if there's anything you need to do, you better get it done now." Just some sage advice. He's pretty much telling you you're about to play the end game, so get your shit done. But it's pretty cool. I couldn't recommend it enough. I think the next game I'm going to play and review is Spider-Man Miles Morales on a PS5. And then I'll kind of follow up with another video on that and let you guys know what I think of that game as well. But other than that, that's all I have for God of War. I just wanted to do a review. I definitely approve it. If it's on your list, it's on PlayStation Plus if you don't have it. And even if you want a physical copy of it, I bet you can get it for $20 or so. So, other than that, I'm going to log off here. Or log off. I'm going to sign out of here and let you guys finish watching this gameplay below. White Mojo Wolf signing out. Enjoy. Bye.
What'd you find?
Your alchemist.
I'm sorry, Brock. The hand is all we could find. Still wearing the ring. There was a soul eater inside, and well, he must have burned away the rest of him.
Suppose you'll still be wanting some compensation, huh?
Naturally.
Naturally, he says. Miani Feruxi. I'll take a closer look at this here ring. Maybe Andvari left a bit of magic inside for he croaked.
Dwarves can do that?
Sure, dwarves and magic jewels is like flies and pig lips. Supple ones.
Ugh. I'm not as interested as I thought.
Oh there. Got another favor to ask you two.
What do you want, dwarf?
I got another lead on my old pal Andvari. Meet me at the Lawn Soother Mines. There's some fancy-dancy loot in it for you.
Another lead? But we already found him. Well, found his hand anyways.
I'll explain at the mines. These ones is just south of the river pass. Now you two want something, or you just gonna stand there all gag-scrapped and slack-jawed? Pulled the ring off on Vari's hand at the Velander mines. Feller was always tampering with souls and dark rituals and matters of the night, see? Just the sound of his hammer flattening metal were enough to stoke my fires all blissful.